how to escape tutorial hell when you're trying to do game development. In anything you do in life, you have these fundamental questions that you ask yourself. First, you have the what. What are you doing? What exactly are you trying to achieve? Then we have the question of why. Why are you doing these things? Why are you making these decisions to add something or remove something? Then we have the question of how. How do we do it? How do we add a car to our Unreal Engine game? How do we create a weapon system in our Unity game? How do we create a dialogue system in a Godot project? Now, the difference between working on an actual game development project as opposed to taking tutorials or courses lies in these fundamental questions. When you're watching a tutorial, the most important question that you ask yourself is how. The tutorial or course has already defined the what. What are we working on? The why question almost doesn't matter because we're here to learn. However, when you work on a game dev project, the why question and the what question are the most important, and the how question doesn't even matter. What you're after is a cohesive gameplay experience, something that would be fun for players to experience, and you need to work as fast as possible to test your ideas, to perhaps validate them or decide that this project is not really working for you and move on to something else. So the key here is speed. That's why the how question is not really important, because for example, instead of spending 3 months making a sound effect manager, I could just go to the Unity Asset Store and purchase Master Audio. Instead of making my own vehicle system, I could just go and purchase Eris Vehicle Physics and be done with it. Instead of making my own behavior tree system, I could use Unreal Engine or go to the Unity Asset Store and buy Behavior Designer Pro. So the how question is not really important. You can purchase ready-made assets. You can use game engines that align more with your requirements. If something doesn't exist and you want to create it, you can even hire people to do it. You don't have to do it yourself. The how question is almost the last thing you think about. What do we feel comfortable with? Because it's a question of comfort and fear at the end of the day. When you feel comfortable doing something, you do it more. The why and what questions are sometimes very hard questions. If you don't know what game you want to make, if you don't have any game ideas, then that is a tough question that you have to research. Now, once you get an idea for a game, the why question is even harder. Now, let's say I want to make a survival first-person shooter. Okay, do I need vehicles in my game or not? Why? What are they going to add? What is going to be the experience of the player with these vehicles? And why even have vehicles? Can't we have like horses or spaceships? Do we necessarily need cars or trucks? A lot of why questions come after the what, and these are all sensitive questions that can completely change the course of your game, not only of your game project as a technical challenge, but also as a commercial challenge. If you choose the wrong why questions or the wrong what questions, it could transform your game project completely, from a financial success to a financial failure, from something that you can achieve technically to something that's far out of your resources and your capabilities. Now let's go back to the how question. Now the how question is very comfortable. That's why you feel good watching tutorials. You have the impression that everything has been taken care of. Okay, we are just here to learn. Maybe the how question, technically it's a little bit difficult. Maybe you're dealing with a hard algorithm, but even the hardest algorithm in game development is still easy compared to the why questions and the what questions. And in fact, even hard algorithm, once you start working on it and you start experimenting, then you are in the flow, you are having fun, you are solving some programming challenge or trying to achieve something, so you have a clear goal. Now with the why, there are a lot of unknowns. You don't know the market, you don't have a clear idea of what people want, and even if you do, you don't have exact numbers on how many people are willing to spend their money to buy your game. So there are a lot of unknowns there. Now you can understand why you feel comfortable watching tutorials and giving yourself the impression that you are doing game development. The first thing you need to do to get out of this vicious cycle is don't watch a tutorial passively. Watch it while having your game engine open and while trying to apply what you learn directly in a project. It could be your own project, it could be a new empty project that you create just for the tutorial. It doesn't really matter as long as you apply what you learn directly. Second thing is take notes. Don't just sit there and listen. Take notes, rewind the video. If you don't understand something, go on the internet and look for it. And what I like to do personally is also compare different tutorials that talk about the same thing. For example, if I want to learn how to do something in Unity, for example, how to bake lighting in my scene, then I would watch 6 people who talk from perhaps different points of view about the same subject, and I would take notes and compare the knowledge that I have from everyone. That way, the knowledge that I'll have at the end is going to be more complete and more nuanced, and I'll have maybe integrated a lot of perspectives, which will allow me to in turn take that knowledge, go back to my game projects and apply it. And doing these things will at least get you out of that cycle where you're just consuming information, you're just consuming knowledge over and over again. So you are starting to take action, but the next step is to actually be aware of the fear that you feel when you think about the what and the why, and actually confront that fear. Start a small game where you can apply everything that you've learned and try to finish it. Publishing a game will give you a lot more experience compared to just making prototypes over and over again. And I don't mean publish it on Steam and try to make money. If you're a beginner, then you should not even be asking that question, how can I make money from my games? The question that you should ask yourself is how to finish this game, how to make a complete product that I will give people, maybe friends and family members, and they would play it and have fun, and it would have a beginning and an end. That's the most important thing, far more important than knowing how to make algorithms in small prototypes and knowing how to use Unity or Unreal Engine to do this or that. If you can't bring it all together in a complete game experience, then all that knowledge is for nothing. You have to publish. I'm not in the mindset of, oh, this is good and this is bad. You're going to face these challenges throughout your game development journey. At some point, perhaps you made a few games and you feel confident, then all of a sudden you fall back into the trap of watching tutorials and binge watching courses and stuff. There's really no secret recipe for this. The only way to get good at game design and game development in general is to expose yourself over and over again to the whys and the whats of your project. You can also take this mindset and apply it to other games. For example, if you watch postmortems or devlogs by other developers, you'll get an idea of the challenges that they faced, and you can put yourself in their shoes and try to imagine yourself in that situation and all the decisions that you could have made. Because if we take a game like Stardew Valley, now we know about it, we know that it is a success. Now if you want to make a game like Stardew Valley, you already have that, you already have the game as a reference. But imagine being the developer of the game and having no idea if this was going to be a success, and having no idea about the content that you want in the game, and you have to think about it and perhaps test it in smaller prototypes until you lock in a good idea that's going to be made into a full game. Alright, this was my take on how to get out of tutorial hell. Be aware that you have a comfort zone, and usually just watching tutorials passively is a comfortable activity. What you need to do from time to time is get out of your comfort zone. That's the only way to grow and the only way to make amazing games. Thank you for watching. See you next time.